particularly curious and excited and hopeful is the geopolitics of Greece. And I think that Mr. Dokos was very prudent, and the minister did not even mention it. But he did mention the price of gas from Russia, and he did say it was cheap. I think that is a very wise comment, because if you look at the price of gas, it's $10 per million BTU. But what it represents in terms of oil is $400 per ton. Okay? So if you think that gas replaces diesel, and diesel is worth 1,000, well, you know, it gives you something that maybe Mr. Putin is a lot nicer than some of our Arab friends who are charging much more for the oil.
So the price of gas will go up?
No, I'm not saying the price of gas will go up. What I'm saying
that's exactly what you're saying.
I'm saying that we should be nicer to Mr. Putin, who may have certain rightful claims. But what I'm hopeful is that we have gas in Greece. And this is the biggest hope we can have. And according to the geology, it looks right. According to the geological seismic things, it's hopeful. And I understand we're starting to sell blocks. And I think that should be sort of, promoted as much as possible, because the sooner we know whether we have or we don't have, then we will change the geopolitics of Greece. So that's what I'm hoping. Thank you.
For those of you who don't know, the organizers of this conference have a conference. When is it? It's in springtime, the energy conference you will hear. 15th October in Rotterdam. No, but I'm talking about the one that you talked about, the energy in Cyprus and in Greece. When you have that one again.
Next one will be in Athens in March.
There you go. Athens in March will talk about gas, and if Mr. Putin is going to have brought up the price over the winter, which I think he will, because at the end of the day, human nature is to be greedy, regardless of whether he's a friend or not, or whether he should be nicer, or whether he has a right to claim, or many things. Human nature is to be greedy, and he will bring up gas. I'd also like to have an answer, we can't do it today, on why it took us 40 years to realize that we have gas in Greece, and to actually sell blocks, 40, 45 years. This is all going from the late 60s, early 70s. But that's for the history books. John Silas, geopolitics. Does it make a difference in your business?
Well, certainly it does. The past has shown that we are in a very international business, and whatever affects the demand affects us. And geopolitics affect shipping demand. As Mr. Papadakis says, sometimes negative events affect positively our industry. But we wouldn't want it that way, but it does happen. Geopolitics have always been important, and they will continue to be important. I won't put more importance to them than traditionally we've seen, because history keeps repeating itself in a way. I'm also cautiously optimistic because transporting goods by sea has always been the most efficient way, and that will never change. I'm not so optimistic about the near future, maybe because of the supply side, but long term, I think that our business will continue doing well.
I think that's the reason, as Harry said, that we're still in the business, because we are optimistic at some point that something will happen. Yeah. George Tsavliris, geopolitics. In your business, the Salvage business.
Well, as you know, we are probably in the one part of the business which is a bit more specialised, but we are generally involved in shipping as well. First of all, I'd like to quote what George Gourdomichalis mentioned at the beginning, without being the expert in one field, usually one who makes every single possible mistake. Now, if we're considered as being experts, obviously we're will be on the verge of making similar mistakes as the experts are supposed to make, especially if you have the experience in scar tissue, which sometimes can add to our detriment or to our favour. I would share Nicky Papadakis' reserved optimism, but I would also add the situation, which is perhaps a little embarrassing to admit, is that a lot of us in the past have made money for the wrong reasons. I'll be gentlemen, and basically that's the truth. Going back to speak of one thing which I want to mention, which is makes the whole regulation issue, which is the over-regulation, so devastating. Even though I haven't got it in to be too personally vindictive towards Mr. North, who I think is a very, very positive person. He's very accurate. He's got a tremendous amount of experience in scar tissue. But to add more salt to the wound about the water ballot system, we've got another can of worms now, where you've got the regulations, the IMO regulations for the, according to Marvel Annex 6, with reduction of sulfur. Now you've got ships which, when they're approaching the United States ports, they have to change to distillates, which is basically causing more mechanical breakdowns on even ultra-modern ships. So, in fairness, and to answer your question, I'm reservedly, I'm probably optimistic in the medium long term in shipping, and I'm particularly optimistic in my business. Thank you.
That's very scary. That really scares me when Salvage guy tells us that, oh, I'm optimistic in my business. Great. Mr. Viras, your thoughts?
I'll be brief as far as an opinion about geopolitics are concerned. I just want to remind everybody that the fleet and the trade has grown in the past 10 years tremendously, and each country that happens to have geopolitical problems today hasn't grown as fast as the fleet has grown. So the effect of geopolitics today on the entire fleet is likely to be less than it was many years ago. A change in the Ukraine is a small change compared to a change in China. So I think that's something we should take into consideration. Unless we see geopolitical changes in China, I don't think we're going to see great changes in demand for vessels. I'd like to say something that's not geopolitical, that's very important, something we should think about, is that in the United States today, we have a rebounding economy. What will be the effect on the oil trade and on the products trade? We have to realize that the oil and products trade used to be driven by demand from the economy of the United States. What's going to happen now? We're in a rising economy in the United States. What will happen to imports and exports of crude oil and products?
Do you have an answer?
I have no idea.
Does anybody have an answer?
Yes, shale gas.